Why did the world's most feared army collapse inside Russia? How did Hitler's unstoppable war machine fail in the face of snow, mud, and sheer human courage? This is the story of the invasion that would change history, the winter that broke the wolf. Europe was already burning. Poland, France, Belgium, all had fallen under Nazi control. Hitler's victories seemed unstoppable, but far to the east a giant waited, a land of endless forests, rivers, and harsh winter that had humbled emperors and generals. This land was the Soviet Union. Hitler saw Russia not as a nation, but as a prize. He craved land, wheat, oil, minerals, and slave labor. Operation Barbarossa would be the largest invasion in human history. Over 3 million soldiers, thousands of tanks and aircraft ready to strike. His generals warned him, Russia is vast, its people resilient, and its winters deadly. Hitler ignored them. In his mind, destiny favored him. On June 22, 1941, the sky exploded. German tanks roared, planes filled the air, and artillery shook the land. Soviet Union was unprepared. Thousands of aircraft destroyed on the ground, entire divisions captured. Hitler believed Moscow would fall in weeks. War is never just strategy. Families fled burning villages. Soldiers froze in trenches, writing letters they would never send. Civilians hid, prayed, resisted. Ordinary people became warriors. Partisans struck from the forests, sabotaging German supply lines, vanishing before the enemy could react. As Soviet forces retreated, they left nothing for the invaders. Villages burned, crops destroyed, factories evacuated. Every town the Germans entered was empty, leaving only ashes, hunger, and silence. Hitler's greatest weapon, speed, began to fail. Instead of concentrating on Moscow, Hitler divided his army, one group to Leningrad, another to Ukraine, another to Moscow. His generals warned him, but pride silenced them. Weeks were lost. Time became the enemy. October rains turned roads into rivers of mud. Tanks sank. Horses drowned, trucks got stuck permanently, soldiers marched through knee-deep sludge. The German blitzkrieg had slowed to a painful crawl. Nature itself had joined the fight. By November, German troops were at Moscow's outskirts. Victory seemed near, but exhaustion, hunger, and freezing temperatures sapped their strength. Winter loomed. Moscow would not fall. Winter arrived like a weapon. Temperatures dropped below -30°C. Soldiers froze in trenches, tanks and rifles failed, food turned to ice. Elements became deadlier than bullets. From Siberia came elite troops, trained for Arctic warfare, dressed in white camouflage. On December 5, 1941, they launched a massive counterattack. German lines collapsed, panic spread, Moscow survived, the invincible army was humbled. Hitler's invasion failed because he underestimated Russia's size, its people, and the brutal winter. He divided his army, ignored advice, and relied too heavily on speed. The German army faced mud, snow, and human resilience, forces even Hitler could not control. The Soviets rebuilt factories in the Urals, produced T-34 tanks faster than Germany could destroy them, and organized partisans to sabotage supply lines. Women joined factories, became snipers, and supported the war effort. Stalin's leadership, combined with national resilience, was unstoppable. After Moscow, Germany never recovered. The Soviets regrouped, pushing back in Stalingrad, Kursk, and Leningrad. One by one, German hopes vanished. By 1945, Soviet soldiers raised the red flag over Berlin. Hitler's wolf had been defeated in its own den. What if Hitler had listened to his generals? What if Moscow had fallen? The world might have been drastically different. But history shows that arrogance, miscalculation, and nature's fury cannot be ignored. Hitler's invasion of Russia was supposed to be the ultimate triumph. Instead, it became the beginning of his end. The Russian winter broke his army. The people broke his dream. History teaches us, no empire survives arrogance, and no conqueror can defeat nature or human courage.